The Planning Commission meeting for May 23rd, and we're now in session. And of course, we start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Oh, Joaquin, we can wait one sec. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I didn't mean to make you sprint in, Joaquin.
And I'll take roll call. Commissioner Inga.
Aye.
Commissioner Newman.
Present.
Vice Chair Heschler.
I'm here.
Commissioner Magai and Chair Kilder are out today. We have quorum.
Okay. Thank you, Jasmine. All right, we start with public communications. Anybody wanting to approach the dais on topics that are not on the agenda tonight? Now's the time to do it. Not seeing anybody. We close public communications. And Jasmine, are there any written communications?
None.
All right, we close written communications. We move on to item F, the consent calendar. And tonight we are approving the Planning Commission meeting minutes from May 9th, 2024. Do I have a motion to approve those?
I will move to approve.
Second.
Okay, and do we need to
And I'll-
vote, or are we good? Okay,
Yes,
please.
I'll take votes. Commissioner Inga.
Aye.
Commissioner Newman.
Aye.
Vice Chair Heschler.
Yes,
Motion passes 3-0.
great, thank you. All right, tonight we have an applicant for alcohol service at Blossom Ramen. And is there a staff report?
Yeah, we do have one.
I think at this juncture, for the record, that I would like to state that I have a property that's located outside of the 500-foot project area, for the record, okay?
Okay, thank you, Brenda. And for the record, I have eaten at Blossom Ramen. So, okay, there we go. Go ahead.
In no way will those impact your decision.
Absolutely not. Oh, I was so thirsty. Go ahead, Jess.
All right, well, good evening, Vice Chair and Commissioners. I'll be presenting Environmental Assessment 1363 for an administrative use permit, which is number 2402. The site is located at 130 East Grand Avenue, specifically Unit D, and it is an existing restaurant that's been with the city, and they previously did not have an ABC license. Blossom Ramen is expanding their menu, and they're introducing a Type 41 ABC license. The AUP is going to allow the sale of beer and wine for consumption on the premises. Specifically, it's going to be in the indoor dining area that is located on the northeast perimeter of the existing restaurant. The proposed service is accessory to the restaurant. The proposed service is not going to introduce any new impacts that are not associated with the operation of the restaurant, and it's going to continue to be consistent with the downtown commercial zone that it's in. Staff has reviewed the proposal and is recommending that the Planning Commission receive and file the director's decision to approve the AUP to allow for beer and wine to be served and consumed on the premises. The applicant is present to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmine. Any questions for staff before we open up public comments? All right, excuse me, now we do public comments, and of course we start with the applicant. They always get the first rights to talk, so we'd love to hear from you guys.
Good afternoon. My name is Lily Damaso with Liquor License Brokers, and I'm the representative for today's item. The applicants are here today. Blossom Ramen is a delicious restaurant for you if you want to try some authentic ramen. And the applicants are here to answer any questions and talk to you guys a little bit more about the process, which they were telling me. They take 8 to 10 hours to actually create the broth, which is why it's so delicious when you try it. So they're here.
Great. Please. Okay.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Theo Shio. Is my last name. And then, so I've been in restaurant business for around 20 years-ish in California alone. And just a little bit, I'll be quick about the restaurant, is that, you know, in my culinary journey, I happens to come across a good friend, and he happens to be a Japanese ramen instructor who teach people to open ramen shop in Japan and have a lot of projects in California here too, and actually in around the United States. And everything just kind of come together when, I get to learn from him and have him as a partner. We come across the restaurant that the owner wants to move out. So we take over the space, and therefore we decide to start with this project. And then personally, I have been a restaurant worker, like I said, for 20 years. So the way we want this restaurant to be is to be, to provide good food for the community, for every, type of status or income, So we try to make, good food for a very reasonable price. As if you've been there, you might have noticed. We want to cut down on all the unnecessary things that makes restaurants maybe fancy and unnecessary expensive. So that is kind of the attitude we want to go with when open this up. I did not realize that the alcohols part may be essential to have this. Therefore, we're just doing this right now that we've been open for a year. But we do get a lot of customer phone calls asking if we can serve alcohol, if they can bring anything, and we have to deny all those requests. Therefore, I feel like, okay, maybe we should have this offering to service the community.
Great.
Yes.
What are your hours?
We open from 11 to 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Wow.
And the reason being is that I am a late eater. And I always love to find food after a full day of work. And I realized that when I'm in El Segundo, when we were looking at this place, we were talking around 8 p.m. and we look around and everybody is closing. And I'm like, we need something that, stay a little later. So therefore we decided.
And you're open now. You've been open how long?
A year and 2 months now.
Wow, that's wonderful. So you think that, and what your hours now are what?
11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
11
7
p.m.
days.
right now for this
Yes.
past year. Those have been your hours?
That has always been the hours.
Oh,
yes.
that's wonderful. And of course, serving beer and wine will certainly improve or increase business.
Hopefully.
Yes. Have your later dinner hours been busy?
It has been busy.
Excellent. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Right.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, great. Mario, any
No, I have
questions?
no questions.
Okay,
But I've also been there before, and it's good.
yeah,
I appreciate
Very
it
good.
very much.
great. Well, thank you, Theo. So once you, if you do get this approval, when do you start serving beer and?
I
As a license, sorry, so he has a pending license with the ABC. So after we receive the approval docs from the city, then the ABC will finalize the issuance of the license. This is all that's pending for.
And typically, how long does that?
I would say a month, to give them time to, if they have to come to a site inspection and just turn everything in, I would say a month.
Gotcha, right. And is sake wine? I mean, is it beer and sake and
Yes,
wine?
I would just talk to my agent that I'm actually just come back from downtown today. I went to, it's called Sake School of America. It is something new for me, I have to admit, but I feel like, okay, if we're gonna do this, I need more knowledge about, the culture, so that I can, offer better things for the community. But yeah, that has been something that I've been working on too.
Great.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, thank you, Theo.
Thank you very much.
Are there any other public comments from the audience? Okay, with that, we'll close public comments, and all other conversation will come from the dais. So, open up.
Yep. I'm excited. I think that certainly makes sense. It's going to enhance his business and everybody else's experience who attends or goes to the restaurant. I don't have any issues with it.
Great.
Same here. Excited and looking forward to the next services offered.
Good deal. Yeah, and I like that you're open till 11. I don't often eat that late, but I have been in a situation where everything's closed. It's like, oh, man. Okay.
That's good.
Well, does that
I
sound like a
will.
motion?
Yes, I will move to receive and file the Community Development Director's approval of Environmental Assessment Number EA 1363 and Administrative Use Permit Number AUP 24-02.
And I second.
And I'll take votes. Commissioner Inga,
Aye.
Commissioner Newman,
Yes.
Vice Chair Heschler.
Approved?
Motion passes 3-0.
Okay, great. Next item is continued business. And is there any continued business that we have tonight, or we go right to any public hearings?
No, just the, this item that is before you.
Okay? And that is
And this is a request for for an extension to a map that was approved previously. And Maria Baldenegro will go ahead and deliver a real brief presentation.
okay, so this is a second one-year time extension to vesting tentative parcel map number 83129, located at 650, 700 North PCH and 737 Carl Jacobson Way. And Maria, please.
Good evening. The application is a second one-year extension of the vesting map and association development rights. The parcels were merged and the project was originally approved back in 2021. The first one-year extension was approved on June 22nd, 2023. So the map was due to expire this year. This is the site plan, no changes.
Oh, thanks.
Do we need to start over?
No changes are proposed to the map or the project. And the map was due to expire. A timely request was filed. No changes are proposed to the map or the development. The new expiration date will be May 18th, 2025. The findings can be made to approve the request as no changes are being proposed for the original project approval. Staff recommends the adoption of the resolution, which is 2952. And that concludes my presentation. I'll be happy to answer any questions. The applicant is here.
Okay, well, I guess let's start with city staff. So this is an extension, and, you know, what happens in that, during that extension? You know, what happens if this is a year from now, there's another extension and another extension, and, you know?
There's several that they could have. They could request, I think there's 2 more that they could request by code through the Subdivision Map Act. They have the option to go ahead and just record the map. It is vested, but I think the applicant's representative could answer better that question.
Yeah, so when the project was originally approved, any map that's approved is initially approved for 2 years. Then that's the tentative, and then within those 2 years, they need to file for a final map, which comes back before the city to ensure that, you know, all the requirements that were imposed on the approval are done, and then ultimately that final map goes to before the city council. Once the city council blesses that final map, it then gets recorded. As Maria indicated, our code, as well as the Subdivision Map Act by state law, does provide for the opportunity to request extensions. Our code allows up to 5 extensions, which would be 5 one-year extensions. So if they would come back before you next year, they could get another extension. So, and in doing so, the entitlements that are tied to the map, which includes the site plan review and you know, that also allows for the development of the site, you know, piggybacks on that, if you will. And so those approvals will continue to be valid.
Right, so no redevelopment can happen until this work has been done?
Correct.
Gotcha, okay. Any other questions for staff? Should we?
Nope.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from the applicant, so now we open it up to public communications.
This here. Bring
bring this up a little bit. Good evening, honorable commissioners. My name is Amarveer Brar, and I'm with Alan Mackins, and we're here on behalf of the applicant, which is LNR ZAV 650 Sepulveda LLC. That's a mouthful. I just want to start saying thank you to both Maria and Eduardo for their continued assistance with this entitlement process and the project as it's been since, I think, 2021 when we were first before this commission. So really what's been happening in the last year, I mean, we were here exactly a year ago, and I think last year we were talking about market conditions, understanding changed behaviors, rising interest rates, rising costs, and it was really a moment of what do we do now, or how is everything shaking out kind of in this post-COVID universe? A lot of those questions remain unanswered. And I think we still need, the applicant team still needs time to figure out what's the best path forward and what, you know, in light of existing conditions, in light of interest rates, how to best proceed. And so we're all kind of looking at that and making informed decisions from there. So at this moment, we don't have the opportunity to record the final map, as Eduardo had mentioned, because I think there was about 78 conditions imposed on this project, some of them which dealt with access and fire and things like that would have needed to be completed before the final map is recorded. And so with an understanding of just kind of where the market is right now, that the applicant team hasn't had the ability to start construction, pull permits, or record the final map.
Yep. Yeah, makes total sense. Any questions for the applicant?
Well, in a perfect world, though, there are a lot of market conditions, interest rates. I mean, but you have direction for the project. You know what you want to do with it?
My understanding is proceeding as planned, as the entitlements show, which is renovation of the two existing buildings, or renovations of two of the existing buildings, and then construction of the third building on the existing surface lot.
And it's primarily office,
Entirely office.
so that's the big,
The office market
The big-
has been in flux over the last few years and remains in flux.
of course, yep.
Yeah.
Well, I totally get that. I mean, we all look at all the empty offices around town and around the country, and that's always the big question. It's be tough hanging on to that real estate and being as patient as you can, trying to figure that out. I don't know that this is a question for the applicant, but my only concern, and look, I totally get, pencils down and kind of seeing what the market does. I would do the same thing. That significant south-facing wall that is over the strip mall to the south is looking pretty ratty. I mean, paint is peeling off. It is a significant mass, and I understand not wanting to invest anything until you know what you're doing, but it's quite the eyesore. And so I don't know if there's anything, and maybe it's a question for staff to talk about that. But if this is going to be another 5 years, I'd love it to at least look a little nicer in the meantime.
I know it's not necessarily a question, but
Sure.
I can definitely bring that back to the project team and let them know about the condition of the wall. I think they've been doing a pretty good job of maintaining, at least, I drive up and down Sepulveda all the time, and landscaping has been maintained and the buildings look pretty good, but I'll definitely bring that up to them.
Great, thank you.
Just to reassure the chair, it's also on staff's radar. We've received several calls recently. There's broken windows, graffiti, but the property ownership has hired 24-hour security, so it's a work in progress. But I also would appreciate you bringing it back to the team, just because it is starting to become very noticeable.
Yeah, right. And I get not wanting to throw money at it while you guys are waiting to watch the market, but it's our town.
Understood.
Thank you.
100%.
Okay, any other questions? Great, all right, well then we'll close public communications, and let's see what we do with this.
Well, I think you brought up some good points, and since the city's being called on it, I think that's a very thoughtful and helpful suggestion. I think, corporations like that in time of need, allowing them another year to see how things change or pencil out, I think is fine. I'm good with it.
I agree, yeah, exactly the same.
Okay, well, I think we're trending towards a motion, so should we do that?
I'll move to adopt resolution number 2952, approving a second one-year time extension of the vesting tentative parcel map number VTMPM 83129, subdivision number sub 20-03, and environmental assessment number EA 1289, and site plan review SPR 20-30.
And I second,
And I'll take votes. Commissioner Inga?
yes.
Commissioner Newman?
Yes.
Vice Chair Heschler?
That's a yes.
Motion passes 3-0.
Thanks. Good luck. All right, item I, is there any new business?
No new business.
Okay. We just lost our Community Development Director or designee. Is there a report? Yes.
No, actually, the only thing I'd probably report out is on Tuesday, the Downtown Specific Plan went for second reading and was approved on consent, which means now that the actual specific plan will go into effect on June 20th.
Congratulations.
So that's a good undertaking. And again, just for the record, express our gratitude to Paul, who kind of oversaw the several years' work to get this done. As you know, he brought this before you all, and thank you as the commission as a whole as well for really delving into it and giving us really good feedback to the point where we got this thing through to council with really, unscathed. So we appreciate that from a staff perspective. Thank you to the planning
So
commission.
Paul's
for that.
on vacation somewhere now. Paul's sitting on a beach.
Yeah, he needs to
got a
go
Mai
somewhere with
Tai.
a little drink, with an umbrella in his drink.
That's right. All right. Joaquin, report from the city attorney's office?
Just a quick note, I think last time we spoke briefly about the Redondo Beach SB9 ruling. I did some research that it's still pending the court's determination on the application of the decision to charter cities as a whole. More specific as to El Segundo, and sort of in the universe of charter cities. My office is going to be presenting to the city council at the next city council meeting a presentation on the process and framework for what transitioning into a charter city would look like. So you can tune in for that or come and attend as well.
So that was a request from city council to look at us becoming a charter city versus a general.
A general law city, yeah.
Right.
So
Interesting.
that's it.
Yeah, I'd like to sit in on that, so the next city council meeting? Great, thank you.
Curious about the benefits of that. What is that, as quickly as you can?
Yeah, just very generally, there are certain home rule, municipal doctrine, local control features that charter cities have that other cities do not. So they can tailor certain regulations regarding how elections are run. They can work around certain public contracting limitations under state law. There are other sort of land use regulations, as we see with SB9. Sometimes things are found to be more within local control in the context of a charter city. It's not there. There's a ton of litigation as far as what's home rule municipal doctrine and what's not. What's otherwise a statewide concern, and the state always tries to make things like SB9 appear to be a statewide concern, so there's always a debate about that. But there are a certain limited universe of items that are adjustable, tailorable, that charter cities can do that general law cities cannot.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Joaquin. Lastly, we have planning commissioner comments.
Nothing for me today.
Just to wish everyone a happy Memorial Day weekend.
All right, great. Yeah, I echo that. Happy Memorial Day. I don't have anything, so Thank you very much. And with that, we are adjourned. The next regular scheduled meeting is June 13th, and now we're adjourned. Thank you.
All right.